recording, and we're ready to go. So, as I was saying, today's lesson is going to be about some useful strategies for both exams and interviews. But at the end, we will also look at some common mistakes that are usually made by students and how not to make them. So before we start, can I ask everyone, can you hear me all right? Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes, amazing. Perfect. Thank you very much for confirming. So, as I was saying, yeah, let's see if the computer is on my side. So, in today's lesson, first, we'll look at some useful strategies to avoid getting stuck during an interview or an exam. And then we'll discuss some general strategies, not just about getting stuck when you speak, but also on how to actually do your best in the exam. And finally, as I was saying, we're going to look at some very common grammar, but also pronunciation mistakes. So again, as to prepare at our best for the exam or interview that we're going to have. And we have more people joining, which is amazing. So, also don't worry, at the end of today's session, I will actually send this PowerPoint to everyone. So you will have it, don't worry. Okay, so to get us started, I would like you to think about an exam or an interview that you had in the past. And first of all, I would like you to think about what exam or what interview was it?
Escursione, quindi cosa camminato.
Oh,
Climbing, also.
whoa, hello, hello. Everything okay? All right. Okay. Anyway, so I was saying, what exam or interview was it? Was it easy or difficult? And did you have any problems during the exam or interview? And how did it go in the end? So, is there anyone who would like to tell us a bit about an exam or an interview that you had in the past? So, anyone who would like to try and tell us? Okay, sounds like a no to me, I guess.
I could try to.
Yes, please. That would
Okay.
be amazing.
I remember I had an exam maybe in 2016, and it was a little bit difficult because it was my first exam in English language, and because of my anxiety, but it goes well. It was okay. So I don't know.
That's amazing. So you got the certificate in the
Yes,
end.
the B1. Yes.
That's amazing. That's actually wonderful. So
Yeah.
thank you very much. Oh, sorry. Yes,
You're
yes,
welcome.
yes.
No, I finished.
That's great. So thank you very much, Nancy.
You're welcome.
And yeah, actually being very nervous for an exam is a classic. So every time I have an exam myself, I'm there shaking. So it's normal. But I'm very
Okay.
glad to hear that your exam went well.
No problem.
All right. So do we have another victim? Anyone else who would like to try and tell us something? All right. All right. I will go. I will tell you about one exam that I took in the past. So basically, this exam was was actually at the end of high school. I think we all know Maturità, a classic. And for me, it was terrible, terrible, because it was the time that we had the envelopes and you opened it and you would get a topic or something that you did during the school year. And in my case, I had no idea because I got a picture and I had no idea what the picture was. So I just panicked. I was like, ah! But in the end, I survived and I passed the exam. So that's actually great. So another important point here is that we usually say in English to sit for an exam, which is the more formal way, or to take an exam. But we do not say to give an exam. So that's so that's a first point. Okay, so now I think we're quite ready to talk about some difficult exam situations. So here we go. We have another person joining us. And here I have some situations that I would like to discuss with you. So, for example, and I need your help. So please unmute yourselves and speak. It's always a good opportunity to practice your English. Okay, so imagine you're in an exam or in an interview and you don't remember a word and you're there and you cannot continue speaking. What do you do? Please give me some ideas.
I try to remember another word, another similar word.
And I think that's a very good strategy. So, because if you keep thinking about that word, then you will not get out of the situation. So, very good strategy. Try to think of a similar word, but not the same word. Very good one. Any other ideas for this one?
Come up with new ideas.
Oh, sorry.
To come up with new ideas.
And that's also a very good one. So, okay, this part we're done. It's not going well. So let's go in a different direction. I think that's also a very good strategy. Yes. Okay. Now, what's about if you know what you want to say, but it's very difficult to explain it in English? What do you do? Oh, yes, yes, please share your ideas with us. No ideas about this one? So how can we try to explain something that we think is difficult? So maybe we don't have all the words to explain it, or we find it very difficult in terms of grammar, in terms of words. Oh, yes, please, please, please.
Divide it in a more simple concept.
Very good. So that's also actually a very good strategy. So we try to simplify as much as possible. Great. Okay. Now, what about you make a mistake, like a grammar mistake, and maybe a grammar mistake, or you use the wrong word. So what is the best thing to do? To just continue, or is it better to correct yourself?
It's better to correct myself.
I think that's a very good point. The others, do you agree that it's better to correct yourself or just, forget about it? It's in the past. Yeah, the others, what do you think? Do you agree with correcting yourselves or it's better not to do anything?
No.
Oh, yes, sorry. I heard a sound somewhere. Okay, no, I think it was just a sound. Okay, I would say I agree with you, Nancy. I think also many exams, they actually give you more points if you correct yourself than if you just make your mistake and that's it. Because like this, you show the examiner that you know that what you said is not correct, but sometimes it just happens. So yes, good strategy. Always correct yourselves. Okay, that's a tricky one. What do you do if you're so focused on speaking well that you forget completely what you are saying? So just like have no idea, your brain white, empty, nothing. What do you do? So, any ideas? Right. I guess not many ideas here. So, what I would do is, again, it's not that important to focus on the language. The language is important, obviously, but what really matters, what is really important, is the message. So, in an interview, especially, what is very important is making sure that the other person understands you. In an exam, obviously, the language is more important, but it's also important to be able to tell the examiner things. So, it's always better to say more, as much as possible. Okay. And let me give you another situation. Pronunciation. I think English pronunciation is always very difficult, right? So, what do we do if we are not sure about the pronunciation of a word? Do we still say it and just try? Or do we just try to find another word? What do you think?
I think that I try to find another word, or maybe I think that I would say it and and that's
And that's it. And then just hope for the best. So that's, yes, a good strategy, because remember, when you're there during the exam, there's nothing you can do. You're there, so it's important to sometimes just to try. So yes, very good. If possible, try to use another word. If you don't have another word, go for that one. I think it's gonna be great anyway. So amazing. And I have just one last one for you. And this is very, very problematic, because what do you do if you don't understand the question? What
I
do you
ask
do?
to repeat.
Very good. But what if they repeat it and you still don't understand? What do we do at that point?
I have to ask again to repeat, or I don't know. I think this is the only way.
And I think that's, yes, very difficult because you can ask and ask and ask. But I will tell you, I have my secret technique. It can be a bit dangerous because you can always try and listen for the important words and then try to put it all together. But if you then understand a completely different thing, it's a bit of a risk, a bit of a problem. But sometimes after you ask to repeat maybe five times, it's just you either try and invent or nothing else to do there. So very well done. Thank you for your ideas. And now I will actually show you some of my ideas. So some of them, we actually already discussed them. And in fact, as we were saying, if you don't remember a word, the best way to go about it is to explain the same concept, but trying to use different words. So trying to, as we say, go around it, really. So this is a lifesaver strategy. Remember, don't panic. You have a lot of words that you can use, and that's what I suggest that you do. And as someone during our discussion was mentioning, simplifying. When a concept, an idea is too difficult to explain, try to simplify, because a simple explanation is much better than silence, especially in an exam or interview. Then, as we were saying about mistakes, actually very, very important to correct yourself, because the other person will know that that what you said is not correct. So that's another very important thing. And another good point, and this, please remember this one. If you say very, very little with perfect language, but you speak for 1 minute, is not much better than speaking for maybe 5 minutes and making some mistakes. Because usually examiners in an exam situation, they also look at how much you speak and how many things you can express. So if you can only speak for 30 seconds, the examiner will also be a bit like, okay. So that's another important one. And as we mentioned, also, if you don't understand a question, it's okay to ask the examiner or the interviewer to repeat and repeat and repeat. But if after 5 times you don't really understand, what you can try is to focus on the few words that you can understand and try to link them together and imagine what the question could be. But remember, side note, this can be dangerous because maybe they asked you about, I don't know, your family, and you talk to them about your teachers. So can be a bit problematic there. But anyway, these are really my strategies for facing a language exam, but also a job interview. And very important at this point is also to try and see what are some language mistakes that we can try and avoid making. So I'm going to show you some sentences, and here I really need your help. So for each pair that I'm showing you, here I would like you to tell me which one do you think is correct. So for example here, which sentence do you think is correct? A or B?
A.
So we have A, and the others, what do you think? Do you agree that it's A?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. So we all agree that it's A, and in fact, it is A. Very good point. And I'm giving you the second one here. So what do you think about this one?
I think B.
So we have 1 vote for B,
Yes, B.
2
Yeah.
votes for B, 3
B.
votes for B, 4 votes for B. Amazing. So you're experts. Yes, by the way, very good point. So here, I'm actually going to show you. We always tell someone something. So in English here is very important when we use the verb tell, we always have a direct object after. So we always say, tell you, tell me, tell him, tell her, and so on. But with say, we cannot do this. So I'm going to ask you a bonus question. So here, for example, said me, we cannot say that. But what can we do if we want to add a direct object? So we have said, and we can put one extra word here, and it would become correct. Any idea?
Said to me.
And yes, amazing. So if we try to put an object after say, then we will need the preposition to. So as we said here, we always tell someone something, but we say something to someone. And also, obviously, as always with the English language, there are quite some exceptions. So we actually use tell without any direct object in some expressions. Like tell the truth, we don't need tell me the truth. You can just say, come on, tell the truth. Or the opposite, tell lies. So she always tells a lot of lies. It's general. We can use it like that as well. But also to tell a joke or a story. So you can tell a joke or a story without using a direct object. And you can also tell the time. So in these cases, we don't necessarily need a direct object after. Okay, but don't worry, I've got more for you. And let's go. As always, I need your help. So let's see if here we can find the correct one. And here, okay. Is it A or is it B? What do
B.
you think? So we have B, 1 vote for B.
A.
A, 1 vote for A. Okay, the others, are you team A or team B?
A.
I think it's A.
A, okay, A is winning for now. So thank you very much, but I'm sorry to tell you that it's actually B. And now in a minute, I will explain to you why. But I have one more. In this case, is it A or B for the second one?
B.
So I had some A, I had some B, and I got, oh, okay. So, hi, Sarah. So if you need to leave, don't worry. It's okay, no problem. Okay, so we were saying, well, A. Okay, so we have some votes for A. I
B.
think here is 50-50. I'm hearing half the people saying A, half of the people saying B, and once again, it's B. So very important. I know it sounds a bit strange, but after verbs like to look forward to, so to look forward to, or verbs like enjoy, also avoid, and practice, and also stop, we always use a verb in ing after. So this one is a very tricky one. But yes, we always say, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I enjoy doing this, or I enjoy doing that. And I avoid, for example, I really avoid doing sports. No sports for me. And I practice, I don't know, hopefully you practice speaking English and etc. So we always use a verb in ing after these verbs. Okay, don't worry, I've got more for you. And the next one, let's see what you think about these options. Is it A or is it B?
B.
So we have one vote for B.
B.
B. Okay, I think this time you agree. You all agree on B. And you are correct. And what about this one? So again, what do you think?
A.
Okay, we have
A.
A. Yep. Do we agree on A? Yep. I think that's general agreement on A. And in fact, you are correct. So yeah, very important that must never goes with to. So here, very big problem, must to go, not possible. But also, very important that must, usually we use it for obligations, for things that come from us. So for example, it's something that comes from inside you. So for example, I think I need some exercise because my arms are very, very small. So from inside, I'm like, I must become stronger. So it's something that I decide. But have to, we have is for things other people want us to do or rules. So for example, I have to be at work at 8 a.m. It's not my decision, it's a rule. I have to be at work at that time. So it's not my decision there. And also remember, must, we cannot put it in the past because it doesn't have a past tense. So we need to use have to for any, well, had to really, for anything that is in the past. Okay, amazing job. But don't worry, I've got more for you. So,
Can I ask you something?
yes, please. Ask as many questions as you want.
Okay. Um, do we use the ing form after every phrasal verb?
So after
Yeah.
every phrasal verb.
Yes.
Let me not. Is
Like
it about?
look
Yeah, sorry.
forward to, or
So
I don't
actually,
know.
that's yeah, that's a very good question. Usually, if there is a preposition, yes. So it's not 100% after every phrasal verb, but
Okay.
usually if it's a verb plus preposition construction, yes. So usually answer is yes. After
Okay.
most phrasal verbs, we would use ing.
Okay, thanks.
No worries. So yes, please, everyone, if you have questions, I'm here.
Hello.
Literally. Whoa, hello, hello, hello. Did I hear a voice?
Yeah, Sarah.
Oh, hello. So do you have a question? Is everything
Yeah.
okay? Yeah. Please, please.
Okay.
Yeah. No, no question. All good.
No, yes, question.
Okay, okay. So yeah, you can ask.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for the question. In the meantime, if you are typing it, or okay, I will just, when you're ready, you can just send it. In the meantime, I will just continue. Yeah, if the computer decides it can. Okay, I think we got the question. Oh, I'm so sorry if you're not feeling well. Yes, you can go. No problem. Don't worry. I'm actually quite sad to hear.
Okay.
Don't worry. Don't worry. No problem. Hopefully
Okay.
you get better soon.
Okay, good.
All right. So, looking at, I have more for you. Now, what about this one? So, for the first one, is it A or B? What do you think?
A.
So we have A. The others,
B.
what do you think? We have one vote for B. Yeah, so we have one vote for A, one vote for B. And what else? And the others are not sure.
B.
B. Okay, we're getting more Bs, more Bs. And actually, it's A. So now I will explain to you why. But first,
Because
oh,
it is plain.
correct?
It's
Yeah, continue. Say it. Don't worry.
no, I just want to say that Sarah planned to go to Malta next week, so we use the to be going to for planned programs.
That is amazing and very correct. Yes. And what about this other one? What do you think?
A.
So I have one vote for A. The others, what do you think? A, B, B, A?
B. B.
Okay. One vote for B.
A, in my opinion, A.
A. The others, A, B. Here it's becoming once again a bit of a fight. A, B, B, A, B, A.
A.
A. All right. I'm going to say it's actually A. So here, actually, perfect. So as we said, we use the present continuous if it's something, as Nancy was saying, something planned, something that you organized. But it may sound strange, but we use the present simple if it's something with a timetable. So like a train, like a bus, like a plane, etc. So yes, we don't need will there. We actually use will more for things that we decide at the moment. So things that we decide on the spot, or predictions when we imagine what will happen in the future, or similar things. But for organized things, really, we use the present continuous. So amazing. Okay, we got to the beautiful pronunciation part. So how do you feel about your pronunciation? Confident, or pronunciation is always a difficult one? Okay, let's go. So we're in this together. I'm going to show you some words, and I'm going to ask you for the pronunciation. So the first word that I have here for you is this one.
Low.
So thank you very much. Any different pronunciations? Anyone else would like to try?
Low.
Low.
Okay, I'm just not saying anything. Maybe it's correct, maybe it's not correct, but for now I just want to hear as many possibilities, as many different pronunciations. So any other possible pronunciations? Okay, I will tell you then. So actually it's law. So we don't really pronounce the W at the end. We don't really pronounce that. And the A, we actually pronounce it like a closed O. So we say lo. The W just disappears. Okay, don't worry, I have a lot of words. Now that we talked about law, what about a very similar word? So if the first one was law, this one is, yes, sorry?
Low.
The others? What do you think? Again, I do not say anything. I don't say correct. I don't say incorrect. I just...
Low.
Yeah, sorry. I got a message at the same time. I couldn't hear. So someone can repeat that. Okay, very interesting. Let's see. And okay. So yes, we're almost there. Low. So here we do pronounce as O-U. O. Low. So very good in this one. But I've got more and quite some tricky ones. So I've got this one. How do we feel?
Bear.
Beer.
So I heard two different pronunciations. I can say one of them is correct. The others, what do you think? Is it bear or beer?
Beer.
One more vote. One more
Bear.
vote. Ooh,
Bear.
okay. Things are getting interesting here. And yes, it's actually bear. So we're talking here about the animal. So a big bear. The animal, yes, bear. Very good point. But now, what about this one then?
Beer.
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 And yes. So if we're talking about the drink, it's beer. Amazing. But if we're talking about the big animal, it's bear. Yes. Wonderful. But I've got another interesting one for you. What about this one?
Bird.
So I have
Bird.
one. Interesting.
Verde.
Bird.
Very interesting. But let's see. First of all, what is this? So not pronunciation, but what is the meaning of this word?
In Italy, we say barba.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's very good. So yes, but the pronunciation is in fact beard. So English pronunciation has no logic. I'm sorry. So we say bear, but we say beard. So for example, well, I don't really have a lot of beards. Not much there. But yes, very good point.
Bird has different
Can you
meanings.
repeat?
Yes, has different meanings. It's not only the animal, but
Yes.
with all the meanings, and so as in to bear something, we still pronounce it as bear.
Can you repeat the pronunciation?
Of the last one or the
Yeah, of the
okay,
last one.
so the last one, beard, beard, beard. So then depends if you prefer an American accent, then it's gonna be beard. With a British accent, is going to be beard, beard. So the R disappears, but the sound is ear, beard, beard, or beard. So yes, and I do have one more for you. Yeah, it's getting very confused.
Bird.
And any different pronunciation?
Bird.
So you got it right, this one. So bird here is not, because very often the most common pronunciation for Italian students would be bird. We actually say bird, so it's more of a sound. But obviously, with an American accent, then it would become bird, bird. But that just depends on the accent. But I've got more for you, and I'm a very bad person at this point because we're getting into these. So, what about this one?
So
What do we think? We have one vote for this pronunciation. The others, do you
False.
agree?
Yeah.
Interesting.
False.
What is the meaning?
Aha. So the meaning of this one is very similar to but. So, as in, ooh, sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, so the meaning would be similar to but. Only difference is that if we use this word, we put it at the end of the sentence. And okay, I'm going to tell you the pronunciation. Some of you were right. Is though, though, though. So, very good. But I've got another one. What about
true.
this one? So let's see. The others, do you agree? Disagree? What do you think?
Agree.
Okay.
False.
And I'm going to tell you, yes, very correct. Through, through. So this one, very good. I was expecting this one to be one of the tough ones. Amazing. Okay. Now what about this one? What do you think?
I've never seen it. I think it's so.
Let's see. Very interesting idea. The others, what do you think about this one?
Tough.
Tough.
And it's actually tough. Yes. I'm just fighting with the computer. Yes, tough. And this means either something that is like very hard, but it can also mean difficult. So for example, an exam can be very tough. So yes, sometimes when we have GH at the end of a word, sometimes it becomes pronounced as F, but not always, not always. Okay, and I have the final word for you today, and that is this one. What do you think? Mystery. So this one is the mystery word.
Chorov.
Let's see. Interesting. Thank you. The others, do you agree? Disagree?
Però
I agree.
All right. Interesting. I think we are on the right way, more or less. And it's actually thorough. Thorough.
yes,
So thorough, for example, let's say that thorough would be something done very well with a lot of detail. So to give you an example, police investigation, if they analyze all the details very well, very attentively, very carefully, you can say that they did a thorough investigation. But this one is a very tough word in the sense of difficult. So amazing job. Actually, I think you did a great job with your pronunciation and with your grammar. Amazing.
But
So, yes,
so-
please.
soft is similar to difficult.
And yes,
Or-
tough.
Okay.
Yes. Are we talking about this one?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, it's similar to difficult, but it's also similar to hard, as in physically. So to give you an example, okay, this is my phone, and it's very tough. So I
Okay.
can't just. So yes, it can be hard, but it can also be difficult.
Okay. Thanks.
No worries. Always a pleasure. So actually, what I'm going to do now is at the end of these sessions, I'm just going to stop recording here.